right, I know that we're ready to go home. It's been a long week. Good morning and good afternoon, everybody. There we go. That's more like it. I'm Myles Harris. Let me find this clicker really quick. Do we have the clicker, guys? Well, I'm going to continue on while we find that. I'm Myles Harris. I go by Myles the Millennial. I'm a motivational speaker and best-selling author. Guys, today, I'm going to be here to talk to you guys about how you can minimize your mountain, right? Dina has already hit on this a little bit when she talked about the fact that you guys face a lot more than just flipping burgers and fries, right? You guys are facing personal challenges, you're impacting communities, and you are operating at a level of pressure that's different than anybody else in your organization. The managers, the general managers, the owner operators, you guys are in a unique place within McDonald's as an organization where the employees that work for you, they focus on the customers. Corporate focuses on business strategy. You guys have to be in the middle. You have the pressure of meeting the expectations from corporate, and you have the expectations of being front-facing with those customers that you see every single day. And that creates a unique pressure, but it also creates a unique opportunity. And I want to talk to you about something that's a little unique. A diamond. A diamond is the hardest substance on earth. It is rare, it is coveted by many, and it's obtained by few. It's often fake, duplicated, and to the naked eye, you can't tell the difference. The funny thing about a diamond is leadership is very similar. You see, leaders are hard to come by. They're rare. Leaders are hard to obtain, and very few people in their organizations really have them in the first place. And to the outside eye, a lot of people look like leaders until you put them under some heat and pressure. But you see, that's not you guys. You guys are not cubic zirconium, right? This isn't moissanite. You guys represent the real deal. And the reason why you guys stand out is because of the first point I'm going to make to you today. Like a diamond, you guys are comfortable getting those hands dirty. Diamonds are formed under hundreds of miles of the earth. There's dirt on top of them, rocks, coal. Through that pressure, they're able to become something beautiful. There's a lot of dirty work that you guys have to do every single day in those restaurants, and I'm going to break those down for you in a second. But first, I want to tell you a little something about me. You guys see me standing here today. A lot of y'all commented on the suit jacket that I had on, said I looked good. Man, Myles, you're clean, right? I take pride in my appearance. But one of the things that happens sometimes when I'm doing the work that I do in schools and in organizations is sometimes the suit jacket has to come off and have to get a little dirty, right? Some of these circumstances, like when I'm speaking in a school, and you have a young girl come up to you and say, I'm so depressed with my life that I'm ready to end it. I don't want to be here anymore. That's a time period where Myles, the speaker that has all these titles and amazing things behind his name, it doesn't matter. I have to take the jacket off and get my hands dirty. When I'm dealing with teachers that are so burnt out with the job that they're facing, they're tired of dealing with the behavioral issues, the pressure they have from the state, they're ready to give up. That's when the jacket has to come off. Or like today, right now, where I'm standing in front of leaders that deal with more pressure than most people can imagine. There's a time period where you guys are going through some pressure and some real challenges, and the suit jacket has to come off. So today, for you guys, I'm going to take this suit jacket off. I'm going to show up today, and I'm going to get my hands dirty. I'm going to show you guys firsthand some examples of what it looks like when you have to get your hands dirty. First thing that I want to say, you guys as managers, general managers, operators, when you're in your stores, you have to deal with problems. Some of those problems, like when it's the 30th day of the month and 15 of those days, that McFlurry machine has not been working. Sometimes you have to get your hands dirty, right? Sometimes you have to get your hands dirty when it's 2 a.m. on a Friday or a Saturday night and everybody just got out the club and they're ready to pull into your restaurants. And you have two people on shift that are managing a line out to the street. Yeah, those are time periods where you have to get your hands a little bit dirty. Yeah, you guys do some dirty work. But the thing about doing dirty work is when you're really in a place where you accept the responsibility of leadership, you can do something that allows you to manage that dirty work even better. What you do is you learn how to go deeper. You find this will to succeed. You dig a little bit deeper. You know, I know you can't tell, but underneath this dress shirt, there's some muscles under here. I like to go to the gym. I work out every single day. I try to get my body right, guys. And one of the things that I do when I go to the gym is I go to the sauna. When I go inside that sauna, I always have on jewelry, gold necklace. One of the things about gold is that when it's under immense heat, it conducts it. And one of the things I had to learn the hard way is that it will burn my skin if I wear it inside that sauna. So what I started doing in my routine, guys, was I take off my necklace. I throw it inside of my backpack. And then when I'm done with the sauna, I put it back on and I go about my day. I'll tell y'all a story. Just last week, I'm in the gym. I just got done doing my workout. I feel like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't know if I compete or compare, but in my mind, I do. And I go into that sauna. I take off my necklace and put it in my backpack. But for some reason that I can't explain to you, I didn't put it back on when I left that day. And over the course of the next 3 days, I'm searching for my necklace far and wide. I'm looking through the backpack, can't find it. I'm going out into my car, looking around, can't find it. I'm in my house searching all around, can't find it. I'm at the point where I'm about to go crazy because my mindset is somebody took what was mine, and I got a problem with it. But before I got in my feelings about it, something told me, Myles, go check that backpack one more time. So I go to the backpack, and I'm down in the small pouch. Can't find the necklace there. I go to the bigger pouch. Can't find the necklace there. And finally, I go to the back pouch where I usually put it. And I'm digging around in there, and I still couldn't find it. And right when I'm ready to give up, because I feel like somebody took what was mine, I heard a voice in my head say, Myles, dig a little deeper. Go further than you think you need to go. And I put my hand a little bit further in that backpack, and I noticed that the fabric in the back was sitting on top of the bottom. And so while I thought I was digging deep the whole time, I was really just scratching the surface. When I put my hand a little bit further, just an inch lower, lo and behold, I'm digging around, I find the necklace. I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, ain't that a story to tell this audience today about the fact that there's a lot of times in life you think that you've given your all to your goals in your stores. You think that your team has put all the effort they needed to for it. You think that you have showed up with everything that was necessary for you guys to be able to win. And things just came up a little bit short because we didn't go that extra inch or that extra mile. Yeah, you guys have to dig a little bit deeper. You have to dig a little bit deeper when the things I keep hearing you guys talking about, these LSMs, right? This is a new concept that they want you guys to take on. New concepts require new effort. You guys have to dig deep when it's the third time in a week that a particular employee has called off on you, or they no-called and no-showed, and you're understaffed, and you got to figure out how you're going to get through this rush. Yeah, you have to dig deep. One of my favorite things, who in here, raise your hand if you like sports? Love it. I love it. I love sports. Who knows what National Signing Day is? Anybody for high school athletes? Okay, we have a few people. So I'm going to paint the picture to you guys what National Signing Day is. So National Signing Day is an opportunity for high school athletes that are the best at what they do to sit down in front of media, friends, and family and tell the world where they're going to compete for the next 4 years. Everybody's waiting on their decisions. And they're sitting there and they're like, man, maybe I'm going to go to the Longhorns. I'm going to go hook them. Sometimes they're like, man, no. I'm going to go to A&M. I'm going to go be an Aggie. Sometimes they say, oh, I'm going to go to Texas Southern. I'm going to go be a Tiger, right? And as they work through these selections, they're trying to figure out where they're going to go. And finally, they pick a hat and they put it on. And they say, this is where I'm spending the next 4 years of my life. You see, their unique talents and abilities gave them options. Leaders have that exact same blessing. You have options because of your ability and your title to choose which hat you're going to wear every single day when you go into work. Some days you got to play mediator. Anybody ever had to deal with some problems between their employees and you got to play mediator even though these are grown people? Sometimes you have to play the peacemaker between a customer and employee, and your employee may be right, but you have to know how to manage the brand image to make sure that you don't destroy it. Sometimes you're playing healer for yourself. You're coming in with mental challenges, and you got to dig a little bit deeper. You got to wear the hat of strength. You got to wear the hat of courage. Your spouse just made you mad before you left the house, and your kids didn't let you get any sleep the night before. Sometimes you got to dig a little bit deeper, but you got the beauty to pick which hat you're going to wear. But you know, the best part about being a part of this organization is no matter what hat you choose, there is one hat that's going to remain consistent, and that's the one with the golden arches. This right here is the team that we belong to. This right here is the organization we chose. This is where we chose to go to spend the next 4 years of our career building, empowering, changing the community. That is what we signed up for, and that's who we're signing to. This is the team that we all compete for. And you see, in the midst of doing all these things, guys, and you're digging deep and you're doing that dirty work, the last thing that you guys have to recognize is the relationships between you and your employees are dependent on your ability to know which direction you're serving. You see, I'm going to reframe something for you guys real quick. People talk about vertical and horizontal relationships a lot in business, and oftentimes in organizations, we view vertical as a hierarchy structure from the front end associate to the manager, to the general manager, to the president, the owner. We think of it this way. That's our vertical relationship, and I'm going to challenge that today. I'm going to challenge that the vertical relationship is between the customers and the employees, and that the horizontal relationship is actually between all of the peers and members of said organization, no matter their rank. And the reason why I want to talk about it from this perspective is because oftentimes we as leaders think that it is the job of the people that report to us to serve us, and not for us to show up and serve them. And that is where leadership goes wrong, and we lose the teams that we were destined to lead. In my own relationship, y'all, I'm in love. I'm planning a proposal. She doesn't know. She's not here today, so please keep it down. We ain't gonna say nothing. But in my relationship, you guys, I find myself oftentimes, because I'm a man, feeling like, I'm the leader here. I step up to the plate. I know what I'm doing here. And I feel a level of disdain in moments, feeling like she should serve me a little bit more than she does. I feel like she should show up more than she's showing up for me in this moment. I feel like I deserve more out of her than what she's giving me. One time, I felt convicted, and a word came over me, and they said, Myles, while you're so focused on how she's not serving you, have you ever asked yourself, how are you showing up and serving her? If you're the leader, shouldn't you be the one to set the example and not the one expecting to be exampled by? But you see, that's where we go wrong in leadership. Oftentimes, we want the people that report to us to serve us, to show up to us with more, to give us everything they got, no matter what's going on in their life. Yet we give them all we have left. We don't give them our first, second, or third fruits. We give them the end of the harvest. We're not showing up as our best selves for them, but then we expect them to put their lives to the side. No. We are the leaders that set the tone for every single person that reports to us. We are the ones that have to go deeper. We are the ones that have to give everything that we got, no matter what we walked into and faced before we went through that door. We're the ones that put in the long hours. We're the ones that stay when it's long and short. We're the ones that when we have no staffing, guess what? I guess I got to play 5 roles today. I don't have somebody to do the front end. Am I going to let my title as manager or general manager get in the way of making sure these people get served? You got to lower yourself and raise the people that you serve. Who here has watched Remember the Titans? That's a movie, ain't it? That movie has a lot of significance. And one of my favorite scenes in that movie is when Gary and Julius, who are 2 opposing captains of 2 schools that can't stand each other, and now they're forced to play together. Yeah, Gary and Julius, they're going at it. It's about to come to blows. It's getting serious. It's getting hot and heavy. And they're going back and forth with each other about the way that they're leading. And Gary says something to Julius, and he says, Julius, that selfish mindset of yours, it's the worst attitude I've ever seen. And Julius responds to Gary, and he says, attitude reflects leadership, Captain. Insinuating to Gary that if you want better out of me and everybody else, Gary, you better show up with the attitude you want to see me exemplify. That is your calling. That is the commitment that we are making today, is that when the health diagnosis come in and we know we're dealing with some things and we're showing up that next day, we got to know how to leave that at the door and show up with our heart and love these people, because guess what? Some of them going through the same exact things. Some of these people, the money that's coming into their paycheck may not even be enough to carry them to the next payment on their rent. And they got to find a way to make it. They're hoping for a miracle. And we expect them to show up, so we got to show up. We have to lead horizontally. We have to make the relationships between us and them even. As a matter of fact, we have to lower ourselves and raise them, because the way that we show up for them will be the way that they show up for us. Maya Angelou once said, people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but they will never forget the way you made them feel. And I'm going to leave you with one more thing before we close out, you guys. You know, leaders, we often feel like we're very knowledgeable. We're deserving of the trust. People should listen when we talk, because we know what we're talking about. But I'm going to leave you with this quote. Nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care. Nobody cares. And so what I'm going to need from you guys, we're about to do something really quick. I know you guys have a lot of stuff that's going on. You've been on your phones going back and forth trying to manage a lot of things in your life. This is a great opportunity. I want everybody to get their phones out. Everybody. We're going to do two things before we close, and it's going to take 3 minutes. The first thing we're going to do, this is just ceremonial, scan that QR code. Everybody in here, please scan that QR code. Give me feedback. Tell me what you liked, what you didn't like. I have to improve as a leader myself. So I need you guys to give me that feedback. Rate me. You'll also get signed up for my newsletter to motivate you beyond this engagement. As you guys are doing that, you don't need to fill it out right now. I just want you to go to the link. Now that you've scanned that, I want everybody to stand up, face the back wall. Everybody on your feet. Let's go. I know you guys are tired of sitting down. We're about to get out of here anyway. Let's close this out strong. All right, y'all. What I want you to do is go to your camera app on your phones. Okay? You're going to swipe over to your video and to your selfie camera. You are about to make a message to your future self. Because we're going to go through some things in this life, and we're going to need some moments to pull upon strength whenever we're long gone after this. You guys are about to leave this conference. Calm it down, guys. Let's reel it in real quick so we can close it out. I think some of us are having camera troubles. I love it. I love it, guys. This is powerful. All right. Everybody ready? Awesome. Okay. So this message, you guys, all right, you're going to call upon this message, because motivation will be all right for right now. But when you go back to work tomorrow, it's going to get real quick. So I need y'all to have this message, so when you're having your low moments, it'll take you back to this moment here, to the excitement that you had at this rally, to the work that you put in and everything that you learned, and every initiative we're about to take in 2025 to make sure this is the best year for your store, for your team, for your life, for your family. This message is for that. So I want you all to repeat after me. Hey, future me. I am making this message so that when you need me, you can call on me. I have some promises to make to you. Future me, I promise to never allow my title to get in the way of getting dirty. I will do the work even when it isn't pretty. Future me, I promise that when I feel like giving up and the weight of the world feels like it's on my shoulders, I will dig a little bit deeper and find what's hidden under my doubts and limitations. Future me, I carry the title of servant leader. I am not here to be served, but to serve others. To set the example that if they walk a mile for me, I will run a marathon for them. Because like a diamond, I was formed under the pressure. Thank you guys so much. Give your guys a hand clap. We appreciate you all for your time. Thank you for everything you do. Shout out to you, McDonald's.